Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy WattsTV, man. Guys, I've had a great weekend. I've had a dope weekend. How about yourself? I hope everybody is safe. I hope everybody's doing well, and I hope everybody is healthy, and I hope everybody's out here winning, man. But I just wanted to come on here and talk to you guys real quick because you see that sexy beast back in the background? I did an unboxing video of the PlayStation 5, by the way. If you haven't checked it out already, then please do so. But if you guys haven't played the PlayStation 5 yet, I feel sorry for you. I'm sorry. I didn't want to bring it to a petty level, but I did. I feel so sorry for you. I pray that a lot of you guys are able to get your consoles before the summer, or hell, even before the spring. I really hope you do. But I was fortunate enough to get mine on launch day via Amazon, and I've been playing it all weekend, and I gotta say, I love it. This system is so dope. But don't get me wrong, there are both pros and cons to this console so far that I've discovered myself. But you know, we're gonna get into it today. So I've been playing it all weekend, and there are just a lot of things that I noticed, so I felt like I wanted to come on here, make a video, and talk about it with you guys. So without further ado, let's get into it, shall we? Okay, first things first, the DualSense controller. This controller is one of the most comfortable controllers that I have ever held in my life, and it feels really sturdy and kind of heavy too. Like, it just feels so natural in your hands. And you know what, I always said that the most comfortable controller that I ever held was the the Nintendo Switch Pro controller, and I have two of them, and they are still some of the most comfortable controllers that I still hold highly today. But I think this beats the damn Nintendo Switch Pro controllers. I really do. Everything just feels so natural. And guys, the DualSense controller adds a nice little touch to very specific games to make you feel like you're even more like immersed in the game than what you already are, right? So for example, Call of Duty. Now, granted, some people may like this feature. Some people may like this feature, some people may not. But I actually like it. When I first started playing it, I had to get used to it a little bit, but now I can't see myself playing without it. Okay, so on the DualSense controller, on these back triggers, there is resistance. There is a lot of resistance. Actually, with the controller in general, you can feel rumbles in different areas of the controller depending on what game you are playing. But so let's use Call of Duty for example. I got Call of Duty Cold War. I love it. It's fun. So let's use Call of Duty for example, right? So when you aim, there's a tiny bit of resistance, but when you pull the trigger, it feels like you're shooting an actual gun. And I could be wrong on this, but it felt this way when I was playing, and when I would use different guns, the resistance would be different. So if I were using a sniper rifle, I would have to press a little harder on the back trigger than I would using an MP5. You know what I mean? So it's slight touches like that just makes this experience feel so damn brand new. And I love it. And I always loved, I'm a big supporter in rumble in controllers. It's just a dope feature. But yeah, there's also a speaker and a mic in here. I didn't even realize that you can speak into the controller until I heard my brother do it. And you know what? For the mic to be inside of a controller, it sounds pretty good, surprisingly. It was really shocking to me how decent it sounded, because you know, you would expect a lot of distortion. Don't get me wrong, guys, I'm not saying that it has the quality of a damn XLR mic, you know, but for it to be inside of a controller, it's pretty solid. Like, I don't have really a lot of bad things to say about this. There is one bad thing that I will say about this controller, but we're gonna talk about that with the cons. Let's just keep rolling with the pros, shall we? Let's talk about the games. Okay, let's talk about the games. All right. So As you guys can see, I am pretty I'm marveled up right now. I love Marvel. Hold on, let me get it. Marvel's Miles Morales is one of the best. Now, I'm not putting this in a genre. I'm saying one of the best video games that I have ever played in my life. And this is really amazing to me because the story is short. The story is extremely short, but it's fulfilling. Like you get immersed in the story, and you see the interactions between the different characters, and everything just seems so dope. I love this game. The combat is great. Miles Morales has a different spin to him. He can produce electricity and he can disappear, different from Peter Parker in the original game. So I beat it already. I'm already made it my mission to 100% it, just like I did the other one. Get that platinum trophy. And yeah, guys, this game, man. If you have a PlayStation 5 and you haven't picked this up yet, shame on you. This is an absolute must, I promise you. This game is so fire, and I was so looking forward to play it on launch day, man. So if you guys haven't played Spider-Man Miles Morales yet, do it. Now, if you have a PS4 and you plan on getting a PS5, do not get it for the PS4 just yet. Please do not get it for the PS4 just yet. It's obvious that this game was rendered specifically for the PS5. And it's just a different feel, man. I promise you. I love this game so much. You guys are just gonna have to check it out. If you don't want to take my word for it, just please do me a favor and check it out. Call of Duty Cold War is also pretty solid. I haven't had this much fun with a Call of Duty multiplayer probably since Black Ops 2. Like, it's been a while. I always felt like after Black Ops 2, Call of Duty started to decline for me personally, and everything started to become more monotonous, and it just became a bore, man. So this feels like old school Call of Duty to me, in my opinion, personally, and I love it. I've been going ham with my boy Micah and my brothers. Like, it's fun. It's a good play. It's Call of Duty. There's not really too much to say about it. And I'm also going to get into the campaign because the campaign looks crazy. Okay, so guys, let's talk about another big issue, right? I'm going to have to show examples of this. So another big thing that I love about the PlayStation 5 is 60 frames per second. And I do not know why it took us this long to do 60 frames per second all the time. I'm not talking about while I'm looking up at the ceiling or while I'm just looking around or I'm not doing anything. I mean all the time, a smooth 60 frames per second. These games are beautiful. And a great thing about this, once you play your PS4 games on your PlayStation 5, they also run at 60 frames per second. And they are absolutely stunning. As you guys can see, I've been playing a little bit of Ghost of Tsushima, and I don't know if you guys can tell right here, but everything is just so smooth. I'm gonna have to play the game again just because it's in 60 frames per second and it looks so beautiful. Like I said, I don't know if you guys can tell a difference, but I damn sure can. It makes the biggest difference to your PS4 game. So if you haven't tried to play a PS4 game on your PS5, then I would advise you guys to do so. It is like another experience. A lot of my older games I want to play again. Like, I want to play Final Fantasy 7 again. I want to play Resident Evil 2 and 3 again. And I just want to relive all of these games again just because they're running at 60 frames per second. So that's honestly really a dope feature. I love it, and it makes your PS4 games feel like they are part of the new generation, you know? So guys, please, that alone should make you want to pick up a PlayStation 5. I'm not even gonna hold you. So one of my other favorite features in this system is the incredibly fast SSD that is inside of here. So with that being said, when I tell you guys there are damn near zero load times, there are zero load times. It is amazing. You load the game up, it's gonna take a few seconds, and as soon as you hit start, as soon as you hit continue, you are already playing, and it is so beautiful. Even when you're in the game, things transition so smoothly from cutscene to gameplay. So for example, I'm already using Miles Morales as an example. So you guys know with the last Spider-Man that Spider-Man could travel the subways just to get into specific parts of New York faster, right? So beforehand on the PS4, it would show the loading screen would be literally him riding the subway with people, right? But now, once you click on the subway, you travel, you get out of it, and that's it. There is no load time at all, and I love it. That is one of the best things about this system. This thing loads seamlessly. All right. Now, before I start talking about the cons, I just want to say that this is new hardware. I got a day one PlayStation 5, and obviously a lot of you did too. So that means you are going to run into some issues. A lot of issues. Hopefully not a lot, but if you're like me, you're going to run into some noticeable issues. But before I even get into the specific issues with the console itself, let's go back to the DualSense controller. My only gripe about this controller is the damn battery life. This thing cannot hold a charge for very long. Obviously, it depends. It depends on the game that utilizes this controller a lot. So, for example, the game that comes installed on the PlayStation 5, what is it? Astro's Playroom. That game specific is very DualSense heavy, meaning it uses a lot of the controller's functionality. So that means it's going to drain this even quicker. So this does not have a large battery life, and that can be a pain in the ass. But you know, since I sit close to my system anyway, and I have a USB-C, I just plug it up to the front of the console, and I constantly just play it with a USB-C attached to it. No harm, no foul, no big deal, but that's just me. But it can get a little annoying, just a tiny bit. Okay, so let's get into some of the bigger issues. Some that I've run into personally, and there are Reddit forums for a lot of these issues, so I know I'm not the only one, so that makes me feel better. That just lets me know that they need to do a firmware update, which I assume they would do within probably the next upcoming month, because there are a lot of things to patch. So I have some horror stories for you guys, right? Matter of fact, let's start with last night. So last night I was playing Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War with my brothers. I was playing zombies, and then all of a sudden the console just shut off by itself. And you know what? I found that this has happened to a lot of people while they were playing zombies also. So I thought that was really interesting, but that is a problem. Your console should not shut off. It should not shut off while you're playing a video game. That should not happen. So I assume some firmware would patch that. So another big issue, and this is probably the worst one for me. I run a lot of PS4 games off of my external hard drive because I ran out of memory on my PlayStation 4. So as a result, I got an external hard drive and I run them off of there, and it worked fine on the PlayStation 4. I had no issues, and you know, everything was smooth. Now, one of the first times I plugged in an external to the PlayStation 5, it scared the living crap out of me. So I plugged it in. I was playing a little bit of Ghost of Tsushima, and then all of a sudden, the system just turned off and crashed. And for 5 minutes, it would not turn the hell back on. So apparently, external hard drives have been making this console crash horribly, and to my understanding, I think it rewrites some data too within the system, which is not good. So I just pretty much have been avoiding plugging my external in. By the way, I got that Ghost of Tsushima footage for you guys, risking my console's life just so that I can show off the 60 frames per second. That's how dedicated I am. I was praying. I said, man, please don't crash. But I was able to play it for a little bit, for about 30 minutes. I timed it, and it didn't crash that time. So it did it to me once, but after that one time, I unplugged it and I said, I'm not doing this again. I am not. But guys, the PS5 is a beautiful system. I love this thing to death. Running everything in 60 frames per second is the biggest selling point for me. And I know if I tell you that, it probably may not sound that great, but I would rather pick 1080p 60 frames per second over 4K 30. There are just things that just look so much more crisp and better, and the motion, like the way you move, it just looks so fluid. Don't get me wrong, 30 frames per second, it's not bad, but I would most definitely choose 60 over anything else. But to wrap this up, guys, the PlayStation 5 is becoming my new favorite system. I love this thing to death. So far, love it to death. I cannot wait to play more games on this. Hopefully I get some more for Christmas. Who knows? I asked for some. But yes. So if you guys want to catch me in my streams playing PlayStation 5, playing, dope PlayStation 5 games, and please do me a favor and follow me on Twitch, man. We have fun over there. We have genuine fun over there. So please do me a favor and come in the streams and say what's up to your boy. But yeah, man, without further ado, that was the video. I love the PlayStation 5. So far, it is a dope console, and I do not, I do not regret spending over $500 for it. Like, I love it. There's really not that much else to say. I don't have many gripes about it besides the firmware issues, which will probably be patched. So I'm not really too worried, but all in all, guys, this thing is a great experience. But it's your boy WattsTV, man, and I'm out. Peace.